I'm gonna close the door.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
All right. So we've started. There's nobody here yet, but my name is Gabby. Would
My
you
name
like
is
to introduce
Anna.
yourself? All right, Anna, when did you do advanced parole? Or have you done advanced parole?
Um, I did advanced parole the first time last year, and then I traveled again this year.
And what was your advanced parole reason?
Um, Humanitarian reasons, and I also added dental.
Okay, and where did you travel to?
Um, Mexico. It's only like 2 hours from Eagle Pass.
Oh, okay. So you're in Texas. No te escuché. You're in Texas?
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm actually.
Oh, okay.
I live like 30 minutes from Dallas.
Oh, I'm in Dallas.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I'm in Addison
Oh,
area.
okay. Oh, we're pretty close.
Yeah, what area are you in?
Terrell. We're
Oh, I don't
close to
know where that is.
Mesquite. Now we're
Oh, okay, Mesquite.
small towns.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, when you visited Mexico, did you go by airplane or through land?
Land.
Oh, right. You said that you live 30 or it's close to Eagle Pass. Okay. And
Yes.
how was that experience?
Um. So the first time, I was super nervous because everything was new. They didn't ask me many questions. I just gave them my documents. They asked me where I was coming from, where I was going. They mostly chit chatted between themselves, and then they told me I was good to go. That's it.
Okay. What ports of entry was it? Do you remember?
Um, it's their Eagle Pass.
Oh, okay. The Eagle Pass entry. I
Yeah.
also crossed through land, but I did Puente Colombia, close to Laredo, and they were not knowledgeable. But this was 2 years ago.
Oh.
They were not knowledgeable at
Okay.
all.
Okay.
I showed them my advanced parole documents and my Daca card, my work permit, and you know how the work permit says not valid for reentry? They were very confused about the advanced parole document. They're like, "Well, this document says that you cannot enter," and I'm like, "Yes, this is my work authorization, but I have this document that allows me to enter the country." Um, but yeah, they were just not knowledgeable. I don't know if that same port of entry is now up to date with the rules of advanced parole, but when I went, it was a lady, a Hispanic officer, and she just was kind of rude and not knowledgeable at all. And I waited for
Oh
about an
man.
hour in the little waiting center because it wasn't a small cuartito. It's a waiting center, um, and they just let me go. They unfortunately didn't take any pictures or fingerprints. I didn't receive a stamp, so I would just not recommend crossing through there. And if you do, make sure that you're asking for uh, a stamp at least or pictures because that wasn't in my I-94 entries. But before that, I did cross through plane, so that was registered. Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
a good thing.
let's answer some questions. First, we have some hellos. Hello, Toper. Hola, Areli, ¿cómo estás? All right, we have Oh My Gatos. I have a consultation on the 10th this month, but I'm confused as to what link I'm supposed to hit on the day of. I got an email, but instructions are confusing. ¿Qué hago? The instructions on the email should be pretty clear, but if you have any other questions, you can also always email support@dreamerstogether or reply to that email. Hey, Vanessa, ¿cómo estás? All right. Do you want to read this one?
De Consuelo. Mi recibo de renovación dice que tengo extensión automática para mi permiso por 1 año después de que se me expira. Ya le pregunté a mi abogada y dice que sí. ¿Será cierto?
¿Qué dice el público? ¿Qué dices tú, Ana?
Pensé que Daca no aplicaba para una extensión.
DACA no aplica para la extensión porque nosotros somos categoría C33, C33. C33. La abogada no está muy bien informada y pues hay banderitas rojas porque como ella es abogada de inmigración, todavía no sabe las categorías de permiso de trabajo. Si vas a la página de web de USCIS, ahí te dicen qué categorías sí califican para extensiones, pero DACA no es una de ellas. Así que tu abogada está muy incorrecta. Glenda López. Hola, Gaby. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Feliz año. Gracias por siempre apoyarnos. Hola, Sarai. Hola, Elizabeth. Eli. TikTok Queen.
Hi.
All right, Miriam Nunez. So I need to renew my DACA and I can't find the I-94 anywhere. I crossed by land and they only stamped my AP papers. Do I need to put that info on my renewal? I have seen some don't put that. So if you are in our Facebook group, we did have a post on what steps you can take to find your I-94 if it's not coming up on the website. So you may have to email CBP or go into one of their offices. All right, Lisbeth Villa. Would you like to answer this one, Anna? I can answer.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
I don't think I know the answer.
Okay, so Lisbeth Villa says, I'm actually anxiously waiting for AOS to get an answer of the combo card. I submitted November 28th all my paperwork and expedited combo card December 4th, but no answer yet. So for combo card, it does take a while for them to answer your expedite inquiry. For me, I submitted my adjustment of status in March of last year, and I tried to expedite like 5 times, and until the last time they approved my expedite, and they sent me an email. So if you haven't received an email yet and it's been a month, I would try to expedite again. But yeah, keep expediting until you receive an email from USCIS saying that your request has been approved. Super68, gracias a su canal yo pude viajar a México hace 1 año y después de mi entrada pude arreglar mi residencia a los 4 meses que reingresé. ¡Yay!
Oh, that's awesome.
Felicidades. Erika Alcauter, I think she was saying nope to Consuelo's question about a DACA extension. Elizabeth said, Consuelo Orduna, amiga, cambia de abogada. Sí, cambia de abogada. Fire them and hire us. Si ustedes tienen cualquier pregunta, bueno, o si quieren agendar una cita, ustedes pueden mandar un número de texto, un mensaje de texto a este número, 203-437-7566. If you guys want to make a appointment with us, a one-on-one, you guys can send a text message to 203-437-7566. Our number is in the background. I'm gonna move it. All right. Lisa, oh my gatos, last question. Is it true that once you come back with advanced parole from Mexico, you can apply for adjustment of status since you now entered legally? So yes and no. You have to have either a spouse that you're married to, a U.S. citizen spouse, or a U.S. citizen child that will be sponsoring you. If it was that easy to get a green card, most of us would already be green card holders. So no, you do have to have a petitioner, but since you do have a legal entry, then that will make it much more easier. Do you want to answer this one?
Would it be better to renew online or send the documents by mail? Well, I did my renewal online, and you get your receipts right away. But I mean, does it make a difference?
So right now we are seeing that either mail or online applications, the average processing time is about 4 months, regardless. But the application is easier online, and you don't have to worry about mailing anything, any documents getting lost. So online for sure, easier and faster. But both applications, mail or online, are taking an average of 4 months. So we always say renew 120 to 150 days before expiration.
And you can always print your documents and make copies.
Mm-hmm. All right, dice Eli, ¿qué fechas van para AP? Have you seen any AP approvals lately? Or what dates they're on?
I haven't.
No, I think the last one I saw was still September. I think they're still on September. The last renewal I saw.
Okay.
All right, Lisbeth Villa. She says, oh, okay. I friend a month already. I chatted with Emma, and all they said is that it hasn't been responded and that they have a maximum number of expedite requests. So yeah, I would just keep waiting. You can try again in a couple of weeks. But yeah, it is a hassle expediting. That's why I tried to do it like 5 times until the last time I did approve it. Dice Yas Ali, hola, hoy mandé la IP de mi esposo. ¿Cuánto tiempo demorará? ¿Cuánto tiempo dura?
4 months.
Sí, ahorita.
Around 4 months.
Ajá, 5. Ahorita el proceso de Advance Parole está durando, el promedio es 4 meses de espera. 4 months. All right, Areli Ramírez. No sé si es mi perspectiva, pero siento que todos los que hemos mandado nuestra renovación de Daca, que habíamos hecho aquí previamente, la renovación se está tardando demasiado. Se están tardando aunque no hayas hecho Advance Parole. Están demorando demasiado.
Pienso que también dependiendo en qué oficina va, ¿verdad?
Yeah, but most of the offices that process it is the Nebraska Center.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I don't think it depends on the office. I think it's just everywhere. They're all delayed for no reason.
Makes sense.
A ver, do you want to take this one?
So on question, where it's asking when you last enter and where we put the Advance Parole info. Correct first time applying online, and I just want to make sure I watch your videos and all. Where it's asking when you last enter and where you put the last. Is it asking like when you last enter through Advance Parole?
Miriam, I see that you're on YouTube. I see that you are watching us from YouTube. We have the video of the Daca renewal on YouTube, and if you watch it step by step, it tells you exactly what you need to enter. I'm not really understanding her question, but our video explains it step by step very thoroughly. All right. Do you want to take this one?
It says, for AP, my US-based dentist sent me an email with the estimate of the procedure. That wouldn't be enough, correct? I've seen it on the post that they can take a screenshot and it would still work, correct? As long as it's right?
Yeah, as long as it has the information of the dentist here in the US, the license number or whatever, you can even go. I see you're watching us on Facebook. You can use our search bar and do dental quotes, and you'll see people have uploaded um, their dental quotes from the US and from the countries abroad. But yeah, as long as it's a picture, it's an estimate. It doesn't have to be the original copy. As long as it's legible and it has a dentist name, address, etc., that should be fine.
I
Dice
think I've
Glenda
seen.
Lopez. Go ahead.
I think I've seen it on a post before that someone took a screenshot and it was sent through. Well, this one was from Mexico. I think it was a WhatsApp conversation or kind of like a picture through WhatsApp that I've seen before
Mm-hmm.
as well on the Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. And he was
Yeah, as
said to
long as
be
it's
valid.
legible. As long as it's legible and it has a doctor's information, that's really important because
Okay.
anyone can take a picture of an estimate, but it has to have the doctor's information.
Yeah.
Has to
I
be
think it did.
legitimate.
Okay.
All right. So Glenda Lopez is saying last approval was September 8th. I think they are mid-September, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they're still in September. All right. Oh my Gato says, my brother who is a citizen applied for me in 2001 and it got approved as petition I-130. Yeah, so sibling petitions do take more than 20 years, but I'm not sure what the next steps would be for sibling petitions since it is a consular process. There might be more applications that need to be submitted. So you might want to speak with the lawyer about that. All right, Katy Sandoval. Hola, yo soy nueva, pero quería hacerles una pregunta. ¿Es verdad que ya está de vuelta el DACA? ¿Ya pueden aplicar nuevos solicitantes? Espero su respuesta y gracias. No, desafortunadamente todas las aplicaciones de DACA están en espera y todavía no hay fecha en cuándo van a seguir procesándolas. No sé de dónde sacó esa información, pero han estado en espera por más de 2 años, casi 3 años. Karen Robles. I have my InfoPass appointment next Friday. What should I expect? What kinds of questions do they ask? Anna, would you like to answer this one?
I'll try. They'll ask you for all the documents, what your application, the reason you're going, the documents that you have to take. If, let's say, you're going because of a death in the family, then they'll probably be asking you for that information. Am I correct?
Yeah, so every officer is different. You can definitely use our search bar. I see you're watching us on Facebook and type the city that you're doing InfoPass in. Example, Houston InfoPass. The officers will ask you about your case. Make sure that you have all your documents ready, all your certifications and your translations ready. Depending on the state, I know Texas, some officers do want to see those documents notarized. If you search InfoPass, you'll see all the states that have had officers ask for that, for notarization on documents. But yeah, they'll ask you what the InfoPass is for, what the emergency is, how long you're planning on staying. Most of the time, you will get approved. If you do not get approved, you can try again at the same field office, or you can go to another field office. We've seen members apply at other field offices and they've gotten approved. Hey Marisol, ¿cómo estás? All right. Would you like to read what Ellie said?
Just a quick question. If they don't approve you for InfoPass, then they don't charge you the amount, the $575, correct?
Yes. If you don't get approved at InfoPass, you do not get charged. If you get approved, you get charged. Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3 things to try to help the DACA renewal process if delayed. 1, contact USCIS for an out of processing time inquiry. 2, contact your representative / congressperson for congressional help. Ask your HR to write a letter and upload it to USCIS.
Yes, so I've made a post regarding how to contact your USCIS congressman. Everybody has a different US congressman depending on the zip code. I've also uploaded the letter that my HR department wrote for me. And I also made a inquiry, but you can only make inquiries if it's been over 105 days since you submitted your DACA renewal. Paulina Silva, thank you. Thank you for watching. Yes, pregunta, antes a mi esposo le hacían su renovación una organización y siempre pide sus copias y le dicen que se las mandarán. Hoy las pidió para poder renovarlo y le cobran $50 por sus copias. Mi pregunta es, ¿cómo puedo obtenerlas sin pagarles a ellos? Gracias. Sí, hay muchas organizaciones y también abogados que sí te van a cobrar si quieres copias de documentos. Por eso es que es muy importante al estar haciendo ese trámite pedir copias para que no te cobren al rato. Pero si no quieres pagar los $50, puedes hacer un USCIS FOIA, que es el Freedom of Information Act. Lo puedes solicitar de USCIS, pero eso sí te va a tardar como 6 meses. Entonces, si quieres esperar 6 meses, o puedes pagar los $50 a la organización que te ayudó. Hola Castillo Jessy, dice, hola, saludos. Este mes meto mi AP, primero Dios, y me aprueben. Sí. Mucha suerte. Mucha suerte. All right, dice, oh my gatos, my American citizen brother applied for me back in 2001, and it was approved. So this would not qualify me for adjustment of status if I came back with AP, correct? Correct. So for sibling petition, it will always be consular process unless you have been covered by 245I. If you're not, then it would be, again, consular process. AP only helps if you are being petitioned by a citizen spouse or a citizen child over the age of 21. Dice Natalie, ¿quieres leerlo?
It says, I think Miriam from YouTube was saying that now that she had traveled with AP, does she input details about that entry on her DACA renewal when it asks about the last place entered? Yes.
Thank you for deciphering, Natalie. Yes, so Miriam, we do have that video on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you can find that DACA renewal video. Jesse Knoxville, did AP back in January of 2023 and scheduled for my I-485 interview. What should I expect? Thank you. Yay! So you have your I-485 interview coming up. What should you expect? I didn't get an interview, but I know that most of the time it's just very general questions like where did you and your spouse meet? Where do you and your spouse live? They'll go over the I-130 and the evidence. And most of the time it is a approval right on that day. I know I've seen some members say, oh, they're going to call me back tomorrow or next week to see if there's an approval. But I mean, if it's a marriage in good faith and you have enough bona fide evidence, then it should be an approval. You can also, if you are in our AOS group, you can also use the search bar, and hopefully there's another member that's already had an interview in the same city, or you can also just look at the members' experiences for those who've had interviews. Tanya V, hello, can I travel to Florida in 2024? I'm so confused and can't find any concrete information. Yes, DACA recipients are able to travel to all 50 states. Lisa Sandy Cha, my son will be 21 years old next year. Is there anything I can start doing now so I can have everything ready for him to petition for me? I already did AP and got my legal entrance. Sandy Cha, you can start filling out those forms. The forms, you can join our AOS group and start gathering the evidence, start filling out the forms, and just don't sign them or date them yet. But as soon as he turns 21, the day of, you can mail it. You cannot mail it prior. They have to be 21. So on his birthday, maybe that could be his birthday gift to you. Lisa Ellie, would you like to read that one?
For consular process, upload all documents to NVC and wait for an interview to be scheduled at your country. Remember to have a waiver approved.
Mm-hmm. Natalie has another comment regarding that. Ahorita lo lees. There you go.
If your siblings applied for your I-130 before April 30th, 2001, you may be grandfathered under 245I and can proceed with AOS once your priority date is current on the visa bulletin. Oh, that's good information.
That's really good information. Dice Jesse Knoxville, Texas Info Pass is extremely hard. It's extremely hard to get an approval. We've seen really good approvals in Texas for Texas Info Pass. Marco Hernández, me aprobaron mi I-485 en diciembre 29, ya tenía el I-130 aprobado desde el 2019. Tengo que mandar algo para hacerles saber a NBC que ya me aprobaron la residencia. También en la página no se actualiza que me aprobaron, nomás en los documentos, nomás aparece I-485 approval. No sé si te tienes que informar a la NBC que ya fuiste aprobado. Maybe that's a question that Natalie can answer, pero en la página de USCIS, algunas veces se tarda para actualizar que ya ha sido aprobado. Pero espero que ya recibas tu tarjeta verde, ya apenas fueron 5 días, ya en unas 2 semanas te va a llegar tu residencia. Dice Lupita de Sánchez, buenas, ¿en qué fecha vamos para aprobación de AP? La última fecha que vi, alguien puso el 7 de septiembre, pero creo que vamos a mediados de septiembre. Hola Vicky, ¿cómo estás? Dice Eli, yes, paga los 50, ellos sí te pueden cobrar las copias. Ajá, así como dije, hay algunas organizaciones que sí pueden cobrarte por las copias, pero paga los $50 en vez de esperar para que te salga el FOIA de USCIS, porque eso sí se tarda. All right, Guadalupe, can I travel with my combo card approved if my DACA is expired last August? Estoy ajustando estatus por mi hija ciudadana, gracias. Ok, so recuerda que DACA es una categoría de trabajo diferente y el combo card también son 2 categorías diferentes. No todas las personas que están haciendo ajuste de estatus tienen DACA. Eso es irrelevante. Así que sí, puedes viajar con tu combo card cuando quieras, pero nosotros siempre recomendamos que renueves tu DACA hasta que recibas tu residencia. Dice, thank you ladies for all the information. Gracias por ser mi number 1 fan. Our number 1 fan, perdón. Yeah, oh my gatos, if you're still watching, check when he submitted that application for you, because you may be covered under 245I. Dania Victor, hi, can we travel to Florida under DACA? I'm confused. I've already answered that information. So yes, just as a courteous reminder, we are answering the questions in the time that we received it in. So just be patient with us. We will get to your answer. There's no need to be sending the same question multiple times. We will get to your answer. Question. Ok, dice Vicky Basillo, mi esposo fue castigado y su castigo estaba entre, no sé qué dice ahí. ¿Cuándo es cuando se tiene que volver a aplicar? ¿Qué castigo? Dice Eli. ¿Qué castigo? Dice, él se presentó a su cita y lo castigaron. Oh, Dios mío, ¿está en el país de la entrevista? Ay, Dios mío. Sherlyn Victoria, what is the section that we have to sign on the DACA renewal that we didn't before? I think this change happened last year, if I am not mistaken. Hey, Sherlyn Victoria, we do have a video on YouTube on how to renew your DACA. Shelly, can DACA AOS case be approved without letters of support as part of the package? So for letters of support, that's mainly for people that don't have enough bona fide evidence. For example, you said you're in a 10-year marriage. So there's enough, there we go, 10-year marriage. There is enough evidence, hopefully, to present that you've been living together for 10 years. So a support letter is not going to be necessary. I'm sure that you guys have lease agreements, house payment, car payment, insurance, married for 10 years, enough pictures. I'm going to assume you might have children or pets. So there's no need for letters of support unless you met like a month ago and you are in love and there's not enough evidence. That's when we do recommend letters of support. But if you have 10 years of marriage, no, there's enough evidence. You said, Live LM. You said, I got denied from studying abroad twice because it's too risky to travel with an order of removal. Any suggestions on how to gain a legal entrance? Who denied you? We've had many members, such as Wilmer and Hugo da Silva. There's other members as well that have traveled with an open order of deportation and have traveled with advanced parole. So join our group and fire whoever told you that. You want to read that one?
Hey, do y'all think we ever going to get some type of status other than DACA? I hope.
I hope. I really hope. But unfortunately, as of today, there's only DACA and for many of us, a lot of people were left on limbo, unfortunately. Elections are coming up. Hopefully we get somebody good that's on our side, that hopefully brings some change. We need another Obama that's gonna bring more than just DACA. My husband is saying, so proud. Hey, husband. All right. Lisa Kevin. ¿Quieres leer esa?
Just got married. I don't have AP yet, but I've had DACA since I was 16. Is it better to do AP? Yes.
Yes. So if you are married to a U.S. citizen, or if you have a U.S. citizen child, getting advanced parole will grant you a legal entry into the country, unless you already have a legal entry. If you came in with a visa and you just overstayed it, if you have a legal entry already, then you don't have to do advanced parole. If you don't have a legal entry, then yes, do advanced parole, and you will be able to adjust your status in the United States. ¿Quieres leer esta?
Can I reapply for residency through marriage? I did back in 2018, got I-131 approved. The notary never told me and lost the process.
Ooh, that is very sad. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, so you're saying you got an I-131 approved. So that I-131 is an advanced parole. So did you get an advanced parole approval, or are you referring to the I-130? If your I-130 was approved, but you did not keep it active with the NVC, then you will have to apply again and send the whole package again and pay all the fees. And just FYI, notaries are not allowed to fill any immigration stuff for anybody. They are not allowed to. So I'm glad that you are part of our group. If you don't have a legal entry yet, please do advanced parole, and then you can proceed to doing adjustment of status. ¿Quieres leer esta?
¿En qué fecha vamos en las aprobaciones de AP? September, I think that's what you said earlier, mid-September.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've
Septiembre.
seen. But not, there might be late September already because the dates are kind of all scattered. They start in September, and then once not all of them are linear approvals. You say, Guadalupe, can I travel with my combo card if my DACA expired? Yes, Guadalupe, we answered that question already. Just another reminder, guys. Please refrain from sending the same question multiple times. We are answering questions in the moment that we received it in. So please be patient. We will get to your question. Oh my gatos, what do y'all think the future of DACA is? How can they let you out to fix your teeth but not for a wedding? So that is a medical necessity. It is considered humanitarian. A wedding, I haven't seen any wedding approvals. I don't think that's even a possibility, but it's not deemed as humanitarian. It's more of a celebration. So if you have a dentist, or if you have any dental needs or any health needs, and you submit your application and then somebody gets married out while you still have that time frame, then you can sure attend that, but you can't use a wedding to apply for advanced parole, just a wedding. Okay, Sandy Cha, would you like to read this one?
When my son petitions for me and his dad, do we have to be legally married? We've been living together for 20 years, but never have been married.
So yes, you do have to be legally married by court or by church. I know some states they have what is it? It's a common law marriage where if you've been living with a person, you are considered married, but you have to be legally married by a court or by a church.
Okay.
¿Qué dice? ¿Quieres leer esa?
Mi recibo es de 18 de septiembre. ¿Cuánto más tendré que esperar para mi AP? ¿Lo mandó el 18 de septiembre? 4 meses, ¿no?
A ver, where's my magic ball to tell the future? So it might be a couple of weeks, but we don't know when anybody will be approved for advanced parole exactly. The average wait time is 4 months. El tiempo de espera tiene el promedio de 4 meses, pero no podemos decirte la fecha exacta en el que te van a aprobar. Anier Luis, I want to apply for AP for work reasons. Where do I start? I see that you are following us from Facebook. We do have guides on how to apply for work-related reasons, but you will need a letter from your employer requesting your presence abroad. And we do have examples on those employer letters. Okay, dice Guadalupe, gracias. Chelly, an I-130 approved since 2014. A ver, Chelly, I don't remember the last question. Okay, so you have an I-130 approved since 2014. Have you been keeping it active so it could stay active? Because if you've had it approved since 2014 but didn't keep it active, then you would need to apply again. I don't know what that means. Live LM. ¿A qué te refieres? By California Mexico Study Center and ILEAP. Oh, I don't know what that means.
I think she's the one that asked. She said something about getting denied because of the order of removal or something like that.
Okay. So, all right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, you're right. We do have a travel abroad program. We do have limited spots, so please make sure if you are interested to sign up as soon as possible. Dice Guadalupe, no se queríamos sin ustedes, este grupo tan maravilloso. Dios las bendiga. Gracias. Igualmente, gracias por estar aquí y por ser parte de nuestro grupo. All right. Dice Imelda, can I reply to an RFE while being in Mexico? I applied in September but got an InfoPass approval in December. I am sure that you can. Dice Elizabeth, looking forward to applying, waiting for July to open up already. Yay. Oh my God, those I was gonna say goodness. He submitted in April of 2001. Oh my God, so it looks like you can. It looks like he could be covered by 245I. Make sure that you look at these dates, because that would be really good news. I would suggest you join our group, oh my gatos, on Facebook. Sara Peña, hello. Is it okay if the barcode doesn't print at the bottom of my form? It's for 864, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think mine had the barcodes at the bottom. It's fine. ¿Quieres leer esta?
Can I travel to Honduras with AP? I got a house under construction down there. I'm from El Salvador. If it's on your, when you apply for AP, don't you put the countries you want to travel to?
Mm-hmm.
If it's on there, then you're able to.
Yeah, as long as you have a valid reason to travel to El Salvador, to Honduras, and you have the sufficient evidence to back it up, then yeah. I don't know if El Salvador requires a visa to travel to Honduras. You would have to check with the consulate. I don't think it requires a visa, but just to be on the safe side. Mayrim Zonum, tengo una hija que pronto va a cumplir 21. ¿Será que ella me puede pedir? Tengo DACA y quiero aplicar para AP. Sí, pero primero tienes que tener una entrada legal. Entonces, primero aplica para Advanced Parole y después de que ella tenga 21, ella te puede pedir. Ay. Tony Chris, hola, buenas noches. ¿Es normal que esté tardando mi AP desde el agosto? Sí, el promedio es de 4 meses, pero puede tardar más. Si ves que se está tardando más de lo normal, puedes hacer un inquiry con USCIS. All right, ¿quieres leer esta?
Do I have to renew my DACA before doing AP? I have my dental quotes. My DACA expires in April. I would recommend you to.
Yeah, same. I would definitely recommend you to renew your your DACA, because remember, Advanced Parole takes an average of 4 months to be approved, and by that time, it's going to be April. And they might send you a request for evidence asking if you've renewed your DACA or what your new DACA dates are. And right now, DACA, they're all over the place with the processing time. So yeah, renew your DACA first and then send your Advanced Parole. All right, so that's it as far as questions. I haven't seen any more questions come in. That's the last one. Do you want to give any tips or any suggestions or any advice?
Just renew before you apply. Like my last permiso, it expired on the 30th of November, and my DACA card expired December 1st. So I mean, they gave me till like el último para poder viajar. So it's pretty cool. So I mean, you wouldn't have time to travel Because even if they give you advance parole and your DACA is expired, you couldn't travel without that document. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for advance parole, they don't approve you past your current expiration date of your DACA. So yours expired your DACA expired December 1st, right? But your advance
Yes.
parole expired November 30th. So they cut
Yes.
off a couple of days before your DACA expired. So for example, had your DACA been active for the end of December or onto the next year, there would have been a possibility that your advance parole document would have been approved for longer.
Yeah, like my sister's, her DACA expires like mid-February, and her advance parole document expires at the beginning of February.
Mm-hmm.
So igualita también.
Yeah, so keep that in mind, guys. If you are wanting to request a year, multiple entries, or a long period of time, make sure that your DACA also reflects that. Because if your DACA only has 3 months of validity left, they're not going to approve you for an advanced parole for a year. So make sure that you're renewing your DACA, and whatever it is that you're requesting, make sure that your DACA has enough time.
Yes.
Marisol, ¿la quieres leer?
How old do grave visits have to be to apply? What was it? Like very recent.
Mm-hmm. So
Like here?
we've seen requests for evidence from people who've sent grave visits that are older than 2 years. So rule of thumb is if you are planning to visit a grave, it has to be within 2 years. If it's longer than 2 years, add another reason like dental work or work, if employment, or if you have a sick family member, but it has to be within 2 years if you're specifically requesting to see a grave. ¿Quieres leer esta?
Hola, buenas tardes. ¿Dónde puedo aplicar para poder obtener un permiso para poder salir a México? Pues si se mete a la página de Facebook de nosotros, ahí en los guides le explica paso a paso qué es lo que tiene, cómo lo puede hacer y qué es lo que necesita para poder aplicar.
Uh-huh. O también puedes mandar un mensaje de texto a este número telefónico 203-437-7566 si quieres agendar una cita con nosotros para que nosotros también podamos llenar los documentos para usted. Angelina Carranza, ¿qué es Travel Abroad? Love you guys. So Dreamers Together has a travel abroad program in the Dominican Republic and in Mexico. You can find that information on our website, dreamerstogether.org. ¿Quieres contestar esta de Marisol?
How do I get a translation certification? Well, we also have a team that translates documents. You would just have to correct.
So we are not translating documents right now. We're only translating them if they pay for a service. But a translation certification is the little paragraph that goes at the bottom of every translation, basically saying, hey, I, Gabriela, am competent in both English and Spanish and did this translation, sign and date. We have an example also in the guides. It's just a little paragraph.
Okay.
Janet Rodríguez, hola, me cayó la combo card. ¿Cuánto tiempo creen que me caiga la green card? Nosotros no te podemos decir cuándo vas a recibir tu green card. Puede tardar un poquito más, unos meses o hasta unas semanas. A mí me aprobaron para mi combo card a principios de septiembre, Y luego a mediados de septiembre me aprobaron mi residencia. Pero
Oh, wow.
ya no quiere decir que a todos les va a pasar así. Francisco, my DACA expires in October. I'm planning on doing AP this month. When should I renew if I get approved? So we are recommending for people to renew their DACA 120 to 150 days before expiration. Rates land. You can't put ASAP. So you can put ASAP on your travel document, but I always suggest putting a date approximately 4 to 5 months in advance. That way you know what days you're looking for. If you put ASAP, it could be a random date, honestly. But I always say 4 to 5 months in the future for advanced parole. Anayeli Estrada, ¿puedo agarrar permiso para transportar las cenizas de mi padre que falleció hace 2 años? Puedes aplicar, pero también sugiero que pongas otra razón, si es que tienes otra razón. Elizabeth, ok, pero si no tienes Facebook, como dije, puedes mandar un número de texto a este número, un mensaje de texto a este número y ahí te podemos ayudar también, porque en Facebook tenemos las guías, no las tenemos en ningún otro lado. Entonces, si quieres hacer un perfil en Facebook para unirte, o como dije, puedes mandar un mensaje de texto a este número para agendar una cita. All right, ¿quieres leer esta?
Para renovar el DACA, ¿aún se puede en línea renovar uno solo? Sí.
Mayra, gracias a ustedes hice mi AP y ahora mi hijo cumplirá 20 años en marzo. Can't wait to start my green card process. Yay!
Awesome.
Nicolás, hola, en la página de USCIS dice que en 2 y se sube en 6 meses para que me aprueben el I-485. El I-485, el tiempo de proceso puede durar hasta 18 meses. No pongas atención al tiempo que está en la página. Puede tardar hasta 18 meses. Ese es el promedio. A mí, el I-485, bueno, ya es la residencia. Tardó como 6 meses. La mayoría del tiempo es menos de un año, pero el promedio es 18 meses. Janet, ok, gracias. Mi DACA se vence en junio. ¿Cuándo lo podré renovar? 120 a 150 días antes de que se te venza. Lisbeth, ¿podrá una persona ser patrocinada por el empleador después de AP? ¿Qué significa eso? Are you talking about empleador? I think that's what she's talking about. ¿Por tu trabajo? Para ser patrocinado por tu trabajo, tienes que haber tenido una entrada legal antes de cumplir 18 años y son más requisitos, pero ay no. Nosotros tenemos Jorge, I think Jorge has a blog explaining what the requirements were. Pero si te puedes unir a nuestra página AOS-Streamers Together, ahí podrás encontrar más información. Pero es más difícil que el proceso de un ajuste con el empleador, porque la mayoría de veces no es ajuste de estatus, es proceso consular. Yes, Gustavo Baltasar, can you guys help apply for DACA renewals in AP? Yes. You can send a text message here, and we can send you a link on how to set up an appointment, a one-on-one. Nicolas, and also try to expedite my combo card 4 times, and I submitted all the documents in line y nada. I expedited my combo card like 5 times. Up till the last time that I tried to expedite, they approved my request. Yeah, some officers may ask for documents or extra evidence. They didn't ask me for anything, thankfully. But yeah, you can follow up with USCIS tomorrow, or you can call them. Dice Sarai, update. I just saw an approval for AP September 12th. Yay! So sí,
Nice.
están a mediados de septiembre. Yeah, so for you to be able to be sponsored by your employer, para ser patrocinada por tu trabajo, tienes que haber tenido DACA antes de que cumplieras 18 y medio y no tener presencia ilegal. Entonces son más requisitos y son más estrictos para que seas patrocinado por tu trabajo. ¿Qué otras preguntas tienen, chicos? We've reached the last question. All right, so we're about to hit 1 hour. So we'll only be on for about 5 more minutes. Hagan sus preguntas. I'll try to be here next week if you want to join me too.
That would be awesome.
Dice Mariano Prieto, I'm traveling with Advanced Parole on Friday. Yay!
Awesome.
¿Tienes advice para Mariano?
Have fun. Take all your documents. Don't forget any of the documents, because that's going to be bad. And don't overstay your permiso. Make sure that you look at your document, you read it correctly, and you come back with enough time, because you never know what could happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also take some Pepto-Bismol, take some wipes, make sure that you have change. That's what I say, because when I went to Mexico the first time, I was not prepared, porque nadie back then, it was still early when we had opened the group, so not many of us had done Advanced Parole. So I was not prepared. When I went there, I was like, ay, Dios mío, no hay papel de baño. Mi estómago me duele. Yeah, so that's my side tip. Of course, you're gonna don't forget your documents, don't forget your Advanced Parole, passport, etc. But also, side note, make sure that you have wipes, make sure that you have change, make sure that you have Pepto-Bismol or Tums, y toma de botellas de agua, no de la llave.
Yeah, we brought our own waters, because you just never know.
Yeah. Elizabeth Rojas. Okay, so she's replying to the person who's inquiring about being petitioned by their employer. Necesitas continued lawful presence. DACA no es un estatus legal. Fernando Castillo. ¿Quieres leer esta?
When you travel with Advanced Parole, do you have to travel only to the location you listed on the application? I think I've seen this before. They don't recommend you to go to other countries that are not listed on your document, unless unless it was Mexico, and well, Mexico is a pretty big place. But if you're planning on going to other countries, then that's not recommended.
Yeah.
Am I right?
So I think he's asking if you can travel to maybe other cities in the country that you listed. So yeah, you can travel anywhere in the country that you listed. If you put Mexico, your initial application said Mexico DF, la capital, la Ciudad de Mexico. You can travel to Oaxaca. You can travel to Baja California Sur. You can travel to Cancun. I mean, take advantage if you can while you're there. But don't travel to any other countries that you didn't list in your application. Dice Ashley, quiero aplicar para Advanced Parole, apenas mandé mi renovación, tengo que esperar mi permiso de trabajo o puedo mandar mi aplicación ya. Espera hasta que se renueve tu permiso de trabajo. Evolet, yo ya contesté su pregunta en su publicación. Yo sé que son dos aplicaciones diferentes, pero habrá un problema por aplicar EAP y AP. No habrá un problema. Mi respuesta no ha cambiado. Gustavo Baltazar, where can I find all that is needed for AP dental reasons? Where can he find it, Ana?
On our Facebook page, on the guides.
The guides, yes. vamos a seguir diciendo eso. Lean las guías, read the guides. Ahí tenemos todo paso por paso. All right, unas preguntitas más porque ya mero va a ser 1 hora. Mariano Prieto, what do I need to do in order to check in at the airport to Mexico? You didn't travel by plane, did you, Ana?
No, just land.
By car? Okay, so if you're checking in, you have to check in person the day of. You cannot check in advance. So, as any domestic flight, you know how you have to check in your phone, but you have to do that in person at the airport. Make sure that you get there with enough time. So when you're leaving the States, you don't have to show your advance parole documents. Remember, advance parole is for you to come back to the United States. The airport doesn't care if you're leaving with advance parole. It's only important once you come back to the country, into the country. Ok, Francisco, si hago el AP en este mes de enero, mi pareja será ciudadana en este año. ¿Cuándo sería lo correcto casarme después de que se haga ciudadana o antes? Usted se puede casar cuando usted quiera. No importa tu estatus de matrimonio, usted puede casarse cuando quiera, después, antes, durante, no importa.
Pero cásese.
Pero cásate, sí, pero cásate. Ashley, quiero aplicar para Advance Parole, apenas mando mi renovación, tengo que esperar. Ya contesté su pregunta. Just a reminder, guys, por favor, no manden la misma pregunta varias veces. Estamos contestando las preguntas en la orden en el que nos llegan. Sean pacientes. Alma, I want to reapply for AP to travel in July since my AP expires in February. Would I be able to use the same reason to apply? Dental? ¿Qué dices, Ana?
I've done it.
Yeah, you can apply for advanced parole for multiple times for the same reason as long as you have updated evidence. So for this, you are applying for reapplying for dental. Make sure that you have an updated dentist quote. Okay. Unas preguntitas más porque ya nos pasamos. Hola, Princesa Lara. Hola a todos. Pregunta, estoy pensando en llenar AP. ¿A qué dirección la mandaría si yo vivo en Maryland? ¿Necesito notarizar el sworn affidavit y el cover letter? ¿Qué dices tú?
I don't know. Pensé que nada más, I think Texas had to notarize their sworn affidavit, but I don't know.
So for regular mail-in, si lo estás mandando por correo, no necesitas notarizar ningún documento. Y todas las aplicaciones de Advanced Parole se mandan a Arizona. Nosotros tenemos la dirección en nuestra página de Facebook. No necesitas notarizar nada. Solo recomendamos notarizar documentos si estás haciendo Emergency Advanced Parole, que es Advanced Parole de emergencia. Pero si lo estás mandando por correo, no es necesario notarizar nada. Solo asegúrate que todas las traducciones estén certificadas. Y la certificación no es notarización. Certificación solo dice, solo estás diciendo que tú o alguien más tradujo el documento y son competentes en los 2 idiomas y lo firmas. Okay.
So, question. So, si un ejemplo, mi hermana my sister would translate like a birth certificate for me, she would have to fill that out, right?
Yeah,
saying that
she would have to sign it.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if somebody else does a translation for you, as long as the certification is what's most important at the bottom of every single translation. So if you don't have that certification with every document that you translated, you're going to get a request for evidence. So make sure that when you're translating your documents, every document, it could be at the front or at the back, make sure that it has that certification. And we have that certification on our Facebook group. It's just a small little couple of sentences saying, I, Gabriela, or whoever is translating the document, certify that I translated this document from Spanish to English or whatever foreign language on this day, sign it, date it, that's it. But it has to be certified, every single one.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Do you have any questions for me, Anna? Or any other tips and tricks for the people that are watching us?
Now, just to confirm what you said that documents don't need to be notarized unless it's for InfoPass, correct?
Yes, and for InfoPass, we do have a list. If you type InfoPass in the search bar, you'll see posts that I've made or other admins have made or mods. And at the bottom, it will say notarize only if you live in Texas and other states. It's a couple of states.
Okay.
And we do suggest that because we've had members say, oh, hey, this officer here in Texas didn't accept my translations because they're not notarized. And
Okay.
it shouldn't be a requirement to have it notarized, but some USCIS officers are more, they just want to give us a hard time. So that's why we recommend it for certain states. But for Mellon,
Okay.
it doesn't have to be notarized. Now, can you do it? Yeah, it's just an extra step and more time consuming. It's not going to hurt, but it's not required.
Okay. Okay.
All right, chicos. All right, thank you so much, Anna, for being part of my live, our live. It's our live. Just want to give another reminder. If you guys want to texto. Ahora, no manden más de lo normal. Nosotros le vamos a responder dentro de 48 horas con un enlace para hacer una cita. O si ustedes quieren hacer su propia cita, pueden visitarnos en nuestra página de web, dreamerstogether.org. Pero pueden mandar un mensaje de texto a este número y también podemos ayudarles en hacer esa cita. 203-437-7566 es el 203-437-7566 para mandarnos un mensaje de texto y así podemos ayudarles. O también pueden ir a la página de web que tengo en la pantalla, www.dreamerstogether.org/services. All right, we'll be here next week. Muchas gracias. Nos vemos.
Bye. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you.